Hello, everybody. This is Kamisha Destiny. Thank you so much for tuning in. Real quick today, I just want to touch on something that's near and dear to my heart. I want to speak on the subject of anger that comes from adults that have experienced childhood abuse. A lot of times, we have parents that are abusive to their children. They take out their anger, their rage on their children. You may have mothers who are jealous of their daughters, fathers who are jealous of their sons. And so a lot of times these children will experience many forms of abuse from their parents. It could be physical abuse, psychological abuse, emotional abuse, all different forms of abuse. Okay. And a lot of times this abuse has to be masked. Okay. So I'll give you an example. You may have a parent that's abusing their child. Let's say you have a mother that's abusing her daughter and she does not want other family members or, people on the outside to feel like, to catch on to the abuse that she is inflicting on her daughter. And so what she will do is she will make it seem like, my daughter is crazy or my daughter has issues or my daughter lies so much. Like she could literally be in a conversation with someone and she'll just bring up the fact, my daughter, she came in my room and this was missing, some perfume was missing, and then I found it in her backpack. They'll want to paint that child to be a problem child. Okay. And the reason why they do this is because they don't want anyone to know that they are abusing this child. And so the parent, what they do is that they do this their whole lives. Okay. Let's say the child is 5 years old and the mother starts the abuse around 5 years of age. Well, that's when the mother is also going to start covering her tracks so that nobody's on to her. And so now you have a mother that's being abusive towards her child, whether it be her daughter, whether it be her son. And then you have a whole family that's maybe giving this daughter speeches and saying, oh, your mother loves you so much and, stop acting out, stop doing this, stop doing that. Little do they know the child is only acting out because of the abuse that they're experiencing. But I want to touch on this and I want to go a little bit deeper. From the emotional side of this, okay, is very frustrating to the child because the child is getting bashed by family members and they're getting bashed by their older cousins and getting bashed by grandma and granddaddy and auntie and uncle. Okay. But within that child still has this, unwavering love for this parent. Okay. And so it creates a sense of frustration with this child that grows up with this child because 9 times out of 10, the child is taught to stay in a child's place. You don't talk about your mother. You don't talk about your dad. So this child feels trapped because they don't have anybody to go to and say, look, my mother is really slapping me around when nobody's looking, or this is how my mother really talks to me. You understand? You could be at a cookout with your mother and, she's all acting nice and fixing your plate and kind of stroking your hair. But soon as y'all get back to the house, she's calling you out your name and throwing things at you. And so this child has to grow up with this frustration. Okay. And so I'm going to do a longer video, just explaining and going into this, going into more depth of, just the anger that children grow up with. But I just want to kind of paint a picture for you. This child grows up with this frustration. They have nowhere to go to, no one to talk to, no one to relate to them, and they still have to respect this parent and deal with this parent while the parent all along has traded out that child's reputation, okay, for theirs. So they're saving their reputation, but they kind of throwing their child's reputation under the bus, if you understand. This is what creates this frustration. This is why you have adults, and I'm going to say adult children, okay? You have adult children who now have this anger and this rage towards their parents, because it's like they're saying, look, I've been loyal to you. I let you throw me under the bus while I allowed you to make yourself out to look good in this situation. And I've done this my whole life. Now people think that I've done nothing but giving you trouble my whole life. Now people think I'm no good. Now people, when I cry and express myself, they just shrug me off like, oh, there she is and she's up to something again. So this is where that anger comes from. This is where that rage comes from. And especially when you're dealing with narcissistic parents that do not believe they've done anything wrong. They'll tell you, well, I bought you this, I did this for you, I did that for you, but they will not apologize. And I think one thing that will help the situation for these adult children, if that parent would just come clean. Just come clean. Let everybody know, hey, you know what? It was me. Let the child know, because believe it or not, this child is still in that same mental state that they were when they were 5 and 10 and 15. And they were experiencing all this shame. Okay, this is shame from the neighbors, shame from family members. They're still experiencing this shame. I mean, this is a heavy load to carry. A heavy load to carry. So they're experiencing all this shame just for that adult parent to walk around and continue to say, I did nothing to you. Can you imagine the weight of that? Can you imagine the frustration? All while deep down inside, you still love this parent. You love them unconditional. You would do anything for them. But you feel like you have you got the short end of the stick. You've gotten the short end of the stick because they don't have to face their demons. Meanwhile, you're working on yourself. You're doing your shadow work, okay? You're meditating, you're journaling, you're doing all these things to heal yourself. But then the one person that did the damage to you won't take accountability. And I believe that that's the anger. That's where the anger resides. It's not that adult children hate their parents. It's not that they want anything bad to happen to them. No, they want that love. They want that acceptance. They want you to give them back the piece of them that you stole. Yes, they want that dignity back. They want their self-respect back. You understand? And so, like I said, I'm not going to make this a long video. I definitely want to come back and touch on this because I do believe that it's important. And I do believe that there are a lot of people that are going through this, that are dealing with this. Matter of fact, they don't know how to deal with it. Okay? They don't know how to deal with it. They don't know who to go to. They don't even know what to say. Because like I said, a lot of times, and especially black families, we are taught, first of all, what goes on in our house stays in our house. Second of all, you don't talk about your mama. You don't do this. You don't do that. So people need to have a safe place to know that it is okay to express yourself. It is okay to express your feelings. It is okay to point the finger and say, you know what? You hurt me. No, mama, you're not right in this situation. I love you. I respect you. I would never call you out of your name. But mama, you did me wrong. Okay? People need to know that that's okay. Daddy, you did me wrong. You touched me. You molested me. I know you bought me my first car. I know you were there for me on graduation day with an envelope full of cash. But Daddy, when nobody was looking, when nobody was watching, it was you coming into my bedroom. It was you slipping your hand up under my nightgown, Daddy. It was you. It was you. And I'm holding you accountable. And until you fully take responsibility for what you did to me, I'm going to sound the alarm. Whether you make me look crazy in front of the family or not, I'm going to sound the alarm. Oh, yes. Yes, I am. And so I just wanted to touch on this a little bit today. I pray you all are having a wonderful, blessed day. We're going to try. First of all, it's the new year. It's 2025. And we thank God for allowing us to see another year. And I'm going to try to be consistent with these videos. I know a lot of you may or may not know me from my previous channel, Healing Waters Flowing. And I'll tell y'all something. I accidentally erased my whole channel last year, but I took it as a sign to start over. I took it as a sign as God wanting to take me and my ministry into a different direction. And so here we are. Kamisha